Is it? Are we supposed to be black screen right now? Can you see me? Good morning, Voodoo. How goes the battle today?
Don't you
Oh,
need?
it's another fun one today, right?
Yeah, man. I'm surprised you're shaving your beard. Don't you need the warmth up there? You got looks like you're on vacation in Hawaii right now.
It's like 16 degrees here today. It's supposed to be 1 degree. Well, this is Celsius, so I don't know what that
Okay.
works out to be in Fahrenheit.
Nobody knows.
But real warm right now, and supposed to be freezing cold as of tomorrow.
Yeah, so
Commu-
we just got sleet this morning in Texas, which is crazy. I thought for sure the cold weather was behind us, and now it's like, I don't know, going to be 20 degrees Fahrenheit, so almost like below freezing Friday. So I'm
Yeah,
escaping on vacation tomorrow to Florida, but it's going to be like unseasonably cold there too. So I just need everything, man. The markets are bad, the news is bad, the weather's bad. Just can't win right now.
yeah. I mean, I can't expect a great reaction to come over these next few hours with the announcement just made about sanctions on oil and gas. But we'll see how it all shakes out.
Yeah. I'm we got a lot going on in the news. Obviously as this, you know, invasion of Ukraine drags on and the sanctions get more and more serious, and the world gets a little more fearful that Russia will retaliate. And as trade gets slowed down and all these things, I mean, yeah, it's going to bleed the markets, not just crypto, like all the markets. I mean, yesterday was the worst 1 day drawdown in the US stock market in a year. And so, I mean, I just see people freaking out, and I wouldn't sell anything right now unless you have unless you overdid it. Like you put yourself in a position where you're investing money that you couldn't afford to lose or to have it be down for a while. Well, number one, that's just the first mistake of crypto. Don't do that. Only put in money that you can afford to see these massive swings because it's going to happen. If you just think back to, last year and, whenever it was May, I think May 17th or something, when Bitcoin just like crashed off the face of the earth. Or maybe it was April. I don't know. All I remember is on Mother's Day, I had a lot of crypto. And then like a month later, I had very little crypto. But I didn't sell. I just held through because why would I sell at a loss? And then it went back up and I'm, multiples of what I was then. But I know it's scary for people, especially people who are newer. And I'm newer to this space. I just understand that markets have cycles, and I can look at the past and say, man, we've had some really rough times before. I'm sure it's going to happen again. And yeah, I mean, we're all kind of a little wrecked right now in our paper money. I call it paper money because it's on the screen. It's fake. It's not real till you cash it out. You don't really have a loss. And when people are like, "Oh, I'm wrecked on these NFTs because the floor is low," or "I'm wrecked on this," no, you're not. You're only wrecked when you choose to sell, and at that point, you can realize that you're wrecked, or you can realize a profit, just depending on how you play things. So, yeah, I feel bad for people right now that are overinvested, but it's a good learning experience. If you use leverage trying to make your money back, and now you're even in a worse situation, or you're overinvested for what you can't afford to lose in your real life money. These are lessons to be learned to not put yourself in that situation again. But it's also the greatest. Times like these are great buying opportunities if you have a long term perspective. So.
Yeah, I'm glad you touched on that at the end there because it does just feel. I didn't think I'd see phantom prices this low again. And I was mentioning this during an AMA yesterday, but to me, this is just an incredible opportunity for people. Um, phantom price got a little bit crazy, uh, and and now it's dropped back down to a very affordable All this plumbing has come into play now. To me, this is a great opportunity for the kind of during this next cycle for a lot of new users to come into Phantom at a great price, utilize this ecosystem, and then go, "Oh my gosh, what is going on over here?" Like we're sitting on a gold mine over here, and then this kind of snowballs into like I hate the ETH killer narrative, but I think we start moving up up the rankings, and I think honestly that the price drop has been a massive opportunity for that.
Yeah, especially with all the, the Andre FUD, and I don't say, I guess FUD's maybe not the right word, but just because, a lot of it, FUD, when I think of FUD, I think of it all being kind of like fake fear that makes you. And I think that some of the wording and some of the things made people a lot more fearful than they should have been with Andre leaving the space, like their tweet that said they were terminating all these projects, which they weren't terminating any of them, just their involvement with them. And like someone posts, yeah, they haven't even actively been involved with Yearn Finance for like a year, and that has a team of like 50 people. So yeah, I think that people got really scared about that, but also it helps with the decentralization of a network. That when you're not worshiping like a god, who's the savior of your network, and instead it's all these developers and projects all building. I think that really long term helps the network, but of course there's going to be short term pain as all the people that did kind of, you know, invest in Phantom because we have this great dev. If you made that mistake and thinking that one man can rule a network, um, then obviously you're going to sell off at times like this. But I think it's a good long term healthy thing. But short term, obviously, it's been painful for the market.
Yeah, I want to touch on a couple things there. One, I think this is a great example of the reasoning to why Satoshi Nakamoto is anonymous. Um, I think this is a great example of that. Uh, Two, the decentralization aspect. That kind of goes back into this timing of everything. Like it's to me, again, it's this beautiful opportunity. You have a massive price drop, just as like I'm pretty sure that vote just got confirmed or something that the validator price is going to be 100,000 Phantom, and the
Did that
Phantom
get
price just came
confirmed?
down big time. Um,
Can
I
anyone
know it's
confirm that?
yeah, I don't know if it can be confirmed. I know it's real deep into voting so far, but like that again, that's a great opportunity for this decentralization that we're looking for. And I mean, from outside the ecosystem, talking to people, that was kind of the only thing against Phantom was people
Yeah.
were a little bit worried about the centralization of it, not enough nodes on the network.
Yeah, I'm excited. I don't know if personally that I think it should go down like to 100,000 right away. I like the stair steps because at the end of the day, the whales are just going to buy more nodes. And so I think there's power in the stair step, but man, that would be really exciting though too, because it's a goal of Potlucks to own a node and to contribute to the network. And that's, I mean, if you own a node in a growing network like Phantom, I mean, that's long term wealth that you've secured. And and so yeah, I think that'd be super exciting. If it could be a little more affordable for people to hop into that, but at the end of the day, I think just if you're on here for NFTs, you're looking at your NFT bags. It's not just Phantom NFTs. It's not just your bags that are down right now. The floors of most every project out there are down because the market is down in a big way. And so when there's fear in the market, what do people try to sell for liquidity? Well, they try to sell their NFTs, and because they're not always very liquid, there's a lot of times more sellers than there are buyers at any given point, especially when the market's down. That's the same reason token prices go down, because people are willing to sell lower than people are willing to buy, or people are willing to buy at these low prices. They're not willing to buy at what the previous floors are. So the floors keep getting lower and lower and lower. And so you really have a choice to make. If they're projects you believe in, then the choice should be, you know what, I'm going to hold the line. I'm not going to contribute to the issue of lowering the floor. Um, but also, I just wouldn't panic. I wouldn't panic if you're like, man, now the floor is below what I bought in at. That's just like any token out there. If you, like with Fang. Fang price sucks right now. If you're an investor, you're like, oh my gosh, it's down to like a dollar. All right, it's down to a dollar. It hasn't been down to a dollar in months, like 6 months or so. But then also you look at, well, Bitcoin's been bleeding from the top now for 4 straight months. It's been like 120 days, 130 days now since Bitcoin, peaked. And as that happens, alts bleed. And every single Phantom token is attached. If their LPs attached to Phantom, they're largely dependent on the price of Phantom. And so you just got to zoom out. When I zoom out, I look at, well, man, I bought into Fang at 33 cents. It's still 3x from where I bought in at the end of September. And then I've been farming this entire time. And so even though it's down to a dollar, man, I've probably done a 20, 30x still because of the compounding growth of all that. But if you don't zoom out, if you just look at, man, for the last 3-4 months, the price has been bleeding, well, just look around. Like, don't freak out. So that's just kind of my message to everyone, because if you can control your emotions in this space, like with NFTs, with your tokens, with everything, if you can hold tight and hodl through the red days and the red weeks and the red months, you will get wealthy. Like, bottom line, better to have sold at the top, but if you didn't do that, now's not the time.
So the funny thing for me, like being Canadian, like I genuinely just think it's so weird that Phantom is anywhere near a dollar. Like, just purely on fundamentals alone, I look at my government, I go, "We're $1 trillion in debt, printing money like crazy." Like, what's the supply of Phantom? It's not 1,000,000,000,000. Like, it does to me, Phantom anywhere near a dollar just doesn't make sense. So it's like, I'm gonna turn as many of my Canadian dollars into Fanties as possible. Um, and then that's just kind of my mindset going forward. Like, I just we utilize this tech. We know the innovation it is. Again, like I feel like when we're talking to people, it feels like we're the guys running around the town square yelling about the car. Like, that's genuinely what it feels like.
Definitely. I There is something wild when you look at the price of Phantom, like when Phantom is right around a dollar, or like Fang today is literally like right at a dollar. Anytime a coin or a token or whatever is right at a dollar, and in your mind you think, which one is more likely to go up in value in the future, the US dollar or Fang or Phantom? That's a pretty easy answer right there. Which one of these is getting inflated to zero, and which one of these, may actually go up in value. It's a very simple proposition, but a lot of people don't see it that way. But in my mind,
Yeah.
it's pretty simple. So, well, let's talk some NFTs, man. We've got. Let's jump into the topics already, because I think we might spend a little more than 5 minutes on a few of these. But
Mhm.
plot twist, thank you. So, what's minting? And there's a lot of things minting. So, why don't you tell us, go through your list of some of the ones you want to highlight and you think people, definitely don't need to be sleeping on right now?
So let's start with a couple cheap mints. You're a big fan of Fanta Pecan. Ah, I love the artist behind Pecan. Um, I just love what he's doing as just a human being on this planet. Uh, I want to see that project mint out. That's just I'm just so happy with it. I do a lot of AMAs, and everybody that's coming into the Discord like keeps talking about Pekong, and how like that's a lot of people's first NFT. And we got to give
Yeah.
thanks to you, Voodoo. Like you gave away. I know you minted it like crazy and gave away so many of these Pekongs, but you introduced a lot of people to this NFT ecosystem through these Pekongs. So I just want to give a
Yeah.
massive shout out to both you and
Appreciate that.
that project.
Well, man, it was an awesome project. And it was really, I mean, it still is an awesome project, but at that time, there just weren't many like one Phantom mints. And there were no one Phantom mints at that time, I believe, when I first started doing that, that made for a sick PFP. You know, I still could, if I never had another NFT, I could be happy rocking a Pekong PFP. So, and then his buddy, another Indonesian artist, or Malaysian artist, or one of his good friends, just came out with a project. It's three Phantom, but they're really cool. I don't know how to pronounce it, and so maybe someone in the chat can post what it's called there, because I don't want to butcher it. But excited that Pekong is bringing other artists in. friends and other people and empowering them, because that's something I'm big about, and a lot of people in this space are big about empowering other people and helping them be financially successful. And we take for granted sometimes that like a three Phantom or a one Phantom mint for a lot of these artists can provide like life changing money for their family, and so I love to see it.
Another cheap mint I want to bring up, and this was a recent AMA I did, and they just did a big price adjustment, but baked bunnies. So this is the Gen 2 of baked bunnies. Another project kind of that birthed out of the rabbit hole long ago. But the Gen 2 is coming. It's a one Phantom mint. There's 4,200 bunnies. And the idea is he's got a really cool, almost prediction market community thing going on with the bunnies. So each bunny holder will be able to kind of predict where the market's going, and that will create a leaderboard. Um, Essentially, the bunnies will be building a treasury, and then the idea is over time, as you have your kind of elites on the leaderboard who are just showcasing that I'm better than you at predicting the market. All of a sudden, they get given the funds for the treasury to move around and to try to build the community. So I really like the idea of that project, and for a one Phantom mint, I think that's a great concept.
Yeah, what was the I saw that they were refunding anyone who minted before like 8 Phantom. So was the previous mint price 9 Phantom, or do you
Uh,
know?
yeah, I think it was 10 Phantom was the
Okay,
original price,
cool.
but now they've dropped it down to 1.
Cool. I think it's good. When the reason I asked is like anytime that mint prices are dropped, sometimes the original holders can kind of get, they're the ones who supported it, and now they're kind of getting screwed in the situation. But the fact that
Mhm.
they refunded all the mentors 8 Phantom, that's a big move, because most projects wouldn't do that. So props to them.
Couple other projects I want to mention. This is the not achievement, Spiritopoly. So I had Aspen come into the rabbit hole, and he was talking about the Spiritopoly game. I really love what he's building, the quality in that, the idea that this is supposed to fund like a fully usable, playable game. Um, the Yeah, I'm a big Aspen fan. What he's going to be doing down at South by Southwest, the whole filmmaking aspect and the Phantom documentary, like I just see his image and his stature growing more and more. And the idea that this is kind of his baby project. Uh, yeah, I'm happy supporting, and I would love to see more people support.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm definitely bullish on him. I've got a few of those boards, so I don't know when the game's going to happen or how it works, but I mean it's really sick art to begin with. But I wish some
Mhm,
other people would mint so I can go ahead and play the game.
exactly. Uh, Another mint that I think is super awesome, like a lot going on to the ecosystem. There's going to be trait-based breeding, um, GameFi like battles, but the Phantom Warriors, they're still minting. I believe they're past the 60% minted mark, so they're actually getting ready to finish up their mint.
No, we talked about that. They're not breeding. What are they doing? What's the
Oh,
name that
they're
they have for it?
forging. Sorry, they're forging.
They're forging. Yeah, yeah. Because I used that with my wife, and the other night we went on date night and we forged, and it was pretty awesome, man. So I'm excited, bullish on forging. I think that's a really cool concept to add to the NFT world, and so I'm down for any project that wants to forge. So
Yeah, love it. Yeah, that's what I got.
awesome. Is the World of Yamaloka, are the elves minted out, or they still got a few to go?
No, I believe they're still minting as well. That's a
Okay,
great opportunity
that's
to
a
get a
good one.
set piece. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that's a lot of the reason we got into NFTs and in this method with Potluck Labs is to give, the normal buyers, the everyman just like us, the opportunity to collect these one of or pieces by these great one-on-one artists. And Sep is right up there with, the most talented artists in Phantom. And so like the art's amazing, but also I know what they're building beyond just owning the NFT, but the game side and everything's going to be pretty sick as well. So super excited about that.
Been seeing
Also,
some
I'm
previews.
recommending.
Yeah, I've been
What
seeing
was
some
that?
previews coming out of that. I've been seeing some previews coming out of that game developer on
Yeah,
Twitter. Whoo, high quality.
yeah, same one that's doing the Phantom Lords game, right?
Yes. Yep,
Yeah,
looking
same
forward to that
studio. So
release
that's
coming
awesome.
soon. Yep.
Also on AVAX, we have Dead Family minting, and we haven't made any decisions on when or if we're going to lower the supply on AVAX. We did make it tradable. Like a lot of times we don't list on secondary till it sells out, but we went ahead and listed it the first day since it was a slower mint. Originally, that project was to have 777 on 3 chains, including Matic. But I think just because of the unique style and our lack of real presence yet on AVAX and Matic, we just realized it's not going to be as successful. Based on the amount of sales when we did the AVAX mint. And so we dropped the Matic side, that cuts the supply by a third. And then on the AVAX side, it's a bunch of new traits. So what I would encourage people is at some point these are going to be able to bridge. When multi-swap opens the bridges, you'll be able to bridge these back and forth. And there's a ton of new attributes that are only on the AVAX side that weren't in the Phantom. So therefore, once you're able to bridge these, they're going to be the rarer attributes because it has attributes from Phantom and AVAX that are on both, and then it just has AVAX exclusive ones. So once you're able to bridge those, if you get like a top 10 rarity on AVAX, you bridge that over to Phantom, it's probably number one. So I would just tell people if you're thinking ahead, kind of playing that game, that's something you could do as far as minting those. And then also, we swept the floor and bought and burned like 28 on the Phantom side, which I don't know what the floor is at currently, but it took the floor 150% up. So from 10 Phantom to 25 Phantom. And so we're just doing whatever we can to do right by our investors. And so super excited for Gen 2. Jack's hard at work already on Gen 2, and he's making a lot of pivots and adjustments to after seeing what people like on the PFP style, that they don't just want like a great art piece a lot of times, but they want something that's a great PFP. And so to do that, you need really a bigger kind of core staple piece. So like maybe a bigger skull that takes up the whole screen, most of the screen, more simple traits and attributes, but ones that still pop and have his style. So he's making the necessary adjustments, and I think Gen 2 is just going to be absolutely incredible. So definitely something to consider minting over on AVAX if you got some AVAX in your wallet.
Yeah, I think you bring up a really good point. That the fact that these are it's a new trait set over there, and this is a bridgeable NFT like that. That's a very big deal. Like I don't think that can be understated. Even at the full supply of 777, those coming over to Phantom, the traits all getting mixed, like rarities change. Yeah, I just think that's a big deal. And then just him just going forward in this space, building his name as an artist, like that's his Genesis project. I just I see value in that.
Oh heck yeah. Man, I see Sarge is in the audience, or he was just a minute ago. I've got all my look what he hooked me up with, man. He hooked me up with a bunch of stickers last time we saw him.
Oh, he's got the new stick.
Yeah, the new stickers. So I put one on my lower back, convinced my kids I got a tramp stamp, and then I just realized that was a real waste of a sticker. But it was a funny joke for like 10 minutes. But awesome quality. These are a great idea. Like Sarge literally puts these like all over his city where he lives, just on every sign, street post, everything. So
I'm
he's a true marketer of the
I'm
space.
sure
So really
I'm
love
sure
that.
there'll be a ton down at South by Southwest.
Oh, for sure, for sure, it's gonna be awesome. All right, artist spotlight. Who are the people that you want to spotlight in the space? I mean, there's so many great artists. So what are you thinking today?
All right. Well, today just happens to be, if I'm not mistaken, it's like Women's Day. So today would probably be a great day to highlight some of the women in our space.
Yes.
So I do want to highlight some just incredible ladies that are just killing it in the Phantom NFT space. To be honest, the ladies in Phantom NFTs are just on top. Like it's kind of wild. Uh, so Uman has some the 3D avatars are coming. She launched some previews for those. Really excited about that. And again, I don't think people understand how big of a deal this is. Like when we Voodoo, we mentioned it all the time. Like when people throw around the word avatar, very much so.
Yeah.
When it's uh, a lot of times it's just a PFP. There is no like usable avatar aspect to this. Not the case with Uman. This will be a fully usable avatar in any metaverse thing you want to do, whether it's a Zoom call or whatever. I think that's a big deal. Uh, Roshan Gel. I don't know how to say that name. I always get it wrong, but I love her project. She's killing it.
Yeah.
Super elaborate. I'm really happy for her because again, that's the idea that like she's a great one of one artist and now was able to do this project to more so reach the masses and grow her community. So I want to highlight her as well. Uh, I want to give a shout out to Zona. She's always just an incredible auction host in the Two Heads Auction House. I love listening to her, love seeing her artwork. I know she's doing a ton of work with Zivanarka of the Devilish Ones to help him with his lore and his project, and it is looking incredible. Real excited to see that. So shout out to her. I got Heiyun Lee from the Cyberneko team, and she's her own one of one incredible artist.
Yeah.
But she's one of the OGs in the space. I mean, Cybernekos is kind of one of the blue, to me, one of the blue chips in the space, unquestionably. Um, Very much like Uman, like, she's showcased the ability to touch all aspects of art. There's some great pixel art, there's incredible one of one art, so I wanna shout out her. Um, who else do I got here? I've got LZ Zoe. So this is Zoe from the Nature Oracle team. Um, Incredible artist. I really love, the Nature Oracle project, and I know that they've got a Gen 2 coming, so I wanna give a shout out to her.
Yeah, I saw that Gen 2, man. There's some not safe for work Gen 2s in there. So,
Yes.
you know, I don't know, but the fans of our Elf project are probably going to hop on board with that one. So,
Um,
I won the raffle the other day. They just did a raffle, and ET, like, because I always miss these things. Like, you guys better join the raffle. And I had 10 tickets in the raffle. There's only like 24 tickets in the raffle. I had 10. So it was like based on how many nature oracles you own. So it was likely for me to win. So it's not like I had that great of luck, but I won a free one, so I'm just stacking those. So yes, big supporter.
a win is nice. We don't get the wins very often in this space. It's nice
I
to win something
don't.
here and there.
I know. I know. I actually minted. I didn't even realize it, but I got the Jack Schur's one of his one of ones from the AVAX collection.
Oh,
So
really?
the only one that's been revealed so far, I got it. So pretty excited about that. So gonna
Oh,
probably
that's
get it
sick.
printed and framed.
Oh, that's dope. All right, a couple more shout outs for the ladies. I want to give a shout out to Alchemist Rose. Um,
Yes,
I
she's so good.
She's just so good. The amount of detail and work that goes into each single piece is just incredible. Um, yeah, I can't say enough good things about her work. I'm a big fan. Who else do I have? Oh, I want to bring up Deeksha. So this is Queen Zen underscore crypto on Twitter. She's one of my favorite artists. She's got a project that she started working on a long time ago called Phantom Ecotone. Um, Now she's been dealing with a lot of in real life stuff going on, and I know that she's actually been promoting NFTs to artists in her country and everything, which has been incredible. But so she's kind of put her project on the back burner a little bit, but she's coming back to it. So I'm really looking forward to this. And she came to me just the other day with a bit of an update. To be honest, the project is going to be a lot more than it even was going to be originally. Uh, Chronic Disposition has written the lore for it. The whole project is kind of based around highlighting the pollution problems and some of the problems going on in the world. And again, it's more of like a philanthropic philanthropic project.
There you
Um,
go. Big
So
words.
funds are yeah, funds are gonna go to charity and tree planting and stuff like that. So I'm a big fan of it. I definitely wanted to highlight her.
That's
And then
awesome.
of, of course Elle
Hell,
from
yeah,
Riot Ghouls. I mean, we're still waiting on the Taco PP docs, so we don't know if she's in the female category yet. But
yeah. I've never, um, I've never really thought she was a girl. I've just thought this was a big cover up the whole time. Obviously, no, no, she's right up there at the top. You know what she's done. I mean, just creativity wise, and the stuff she produces just on a daily basis is truly incredible. The one artist I do want to point out is our artist for the orcs and the elves, Masha. She's Russian. She's in Russia right now, and my thoughts, prayers, go out to her. It's been really a tough time and a scary time, she said, for like her and her family and everything, with everything going on there. And so, obviously we think about the people of Ukraine, but also, there's the people in Russia who don't want to be at war, who are suffering because of the choices of their government, and so it's been tough for her. She just got back, started doing some more work on the elves, but for like the last week or so, that's been the farthest thing from her mind. So thoughts and prayers go out to her, but she's an incredible, incredible artist, and we're so lucky to have found her and have her in this space as well. So, yeah, excited. It's all the women holding up the space. Keep it up. The guys are just hoping to catch up to you. So that's awesome. Um, Underrated projects. So, and also earlier, yeah, I think you got Yamaloka Warriors and Phantom Heroes mixed up. So you said Phantom Warriors. So yes, whoever caught that in the chat, he was talking about Phantom Heroes. They're the ones who forge. You get your two heroes. This is what I'm hoping that Sarge does. I don't just want a baby punk. I want a forged baby punk. So I'm hoping that he goes that direction. So, all right, who you
Okay,
got?
so we got underrated projects. I have to highlight because I just did a bit of a floor sweep after kind of playing around with them a little bit more. Pocket Pals. That was such a cool mint experience, and it's a fully usable thing. Like dude, it's such a nostalgic thing. I remember having a Tamagotchi and playing with this fucking thing. So I made sure to go on there and sing to them. One of my guys doesn't like anything I do to it, whether I'm singing or playing a game with it. It just does not like anything that I'm trying to do. Um, but yeah, with what that project has kind of built and put out for the mint price and everything, like to me, it's insane.
And if you got one that doesn't like you and he won't put up with you, just go on Paint Swap and burn the little guy. Burn him.
Destroy.
Show him what's happening.
uh, Keeping along the GameFi lines, also what's minting, weaponized countries. Again, I love that game. We have game nights all the time in the Rabbit Hole Discord. Uh, so it's a 2-for-1 deal going on for right now. If you mint for it the site says 69 Phantom, but you're getting two country cards for that price. And just awesome GameFi. Phantoms. I've been noticing that, dude, that's such an elaborate ecosystem. So that like is basically the OG on Phantom. It was the very first mint on Phantom. Um, it was the first, I guess, over a 10K supply to sell out on Phantom. Um, so they have a very, very elaborate ecosystem. You can essentially do anything about rarity game. You can do that with Phantoms. Plus, they have dueling. They have crafting. It's very, very elaborate. A token ecosystem, and I think there's a historical prevalence to them being some of the OGs. They've got their own marketplace for the Phantoms. It's kind of insane that they're getting slept on big time.
Yeah, it's wild when, I think of that with the Cyber Nicos too, where they just have like they have this like whole ecosystem where if
Yep.
you really are just like a big fan of that project, like you don't really need to go outside of that because there's just so many things you can do. And I just see so many people that like they're not into other NFTs. They just are so involved in that community. And I like supporting lots of projects and stuff, but I don't blame people who are just like, man, I found everything I need in this one community, you know? And I just think that's awesome whenever people have that, when they have the community aspect, utility aspects, games, like everything to keep people excited and involved. Um, yeah, I mean, that's what we're trying to do at Potluck Labs too, is just provide an ecosystem where people can get like everything they want out of NFTs, through our ecosystem, but it's through looking at projects like these that we actually learn what to do, because they're doing it right.
No, I'm really glad you brought up Cyberneco because they're on my list. The amount of stuff that they're building for that ecosystem is insane. That is to me, in my eyes, a massive blue chip project. For I think the floor right now is like 89 Fantom. So to me, like again, that's a massive opportunity to get in on a great project. Shout out to another OG in the space. I like the Pepe Edition 0 and 1 tarot cards. Um, Again, one of the original projects in the space. I'll never forget the mint of the edition zeros, but one of those big blue chips that there's only 111 of them. I think every time one of them sells, it's over 2K Phantom. Um, Now their website, you can actually do daily tarot readings. So if you don't have a card, you pay Fanties. If you have an edition 1, you pay 3 Fanties. Edition 0, I think, is 1 Fanty. But they'll take that revenue and then buy and burn the floors of the edition 1 and edition 0 cards based on the voting of the community. But again, I just think there's not an interesting aspect to it. It's not just a JPEG. There's a cool community, like spirituality aspect to it. I really like the vibe of that community. I'm a big fan of that project, and the art is incredible. Sapo is one of my favorite artists in the Phantom space.
Awesome. Awesome. Does anyone else you want to name or go on to labs?
So yeah, another big well, I guess this is actually a great segue. So another underrated project, and this ties into labs. AstroKid. If you are a fan of AstroKid, go to Matic right now, go to AVAX right now and start sweeping, because again, this is a fully bridgeable NFT. The opportunities that are out there on those two chains right now are insane. Um, yeah, that's all.
Yeah, I was talking with official NFTs. You have to say official. You can't just say NFTs. Like there's a bunch of frauds out there, I guess, but official NFTs. Talking to the team yesterday about an upcoming mint they have to like start to reach the masses, and just giving some advice and lending my support how we could, and just excited for what they're doing. But in the future, like once they have this operational where partner projects and things can really provide the ability that you could get an NFT shirt, their brand, which is great quality,
Mhm.
of your specific project's NFT. Our conversation was about that. And it's probably not till May or so when like Potluck Labs could be integrated with that. But the very first project we talked about doing, just because of the style and what we think the popularity will be, is having where anybody can do their AstroKid as an official NFT shirt that they could buy it. And so probably not happening until like May, but I would tell you, um, it's going to be a brand. I know it's going to be a brand. Like it's bigger than crypto. What Teens is building, it's just so marketable. It's just a matter of time. So yeah, I would stock up. Like on Matic, man, I swept those floors hard. I got 29
Me
on
too.
Matic.
Me too.
29. So it's a lot. It's a lot. Like a lot.
I'm up to
I'm ready for the
70.
bridge. 70?
70.
You honestly had problems.
I went sweeping so hard.
Okay, so talking about that, did you go on and connect your wallet on the site for Labs tokens yet?
I did. I
And
didn't. I didn't do the AVAX or Matic yet, but
okay,
I did do the Phantom.
well, it's easy. Just click AVAX and it'll switch your wallet, and then you just
Yeah.
enable it. But
Yeah.
um, yeah, it's crazy because I've seen some people posting pictures, like Old Man Mikey. There's a few others that I know if they
Crazy
post pictures,
collection.
they're going to be getting a lot. There's some Labs whales out there. So we told people it was coming. A guy, his name on Discord, his name's Swole Boy, which I just love the name. But Swole Boy is the one who did the dev work for us to make it, do it on the website, make the token contracts, did all the work. So huge shout out to him. He actually has, we'll talk about it more in a coming up episode, but he actually has a really cool NFT project coming out that he's the dev for that has actual token utility and stuff as well. So pretty cool. We've been chatting about that. Um, but yeah, the Labs token is here. And once again, It's not designed to have trading value like on Spooky Swap or an exchange. It is meant to be used in our ecosystem. So you already mentioned weaponized countries. They're going to develop the ability for you to play and bet Labs tokens. So we can have game nights where people are betting Labs tokens. So that's coming soon. Bobbleheads game, and we're going to have potluck takeovers. And so, I mean, I'm going to be super involved with that. I'll probably do it on a weekend, on a Saturday or something where I can be involved as well. Um, and it'll just be like epic gameplay against all of our projects playing their game. And so their goal is to have teams of 25, and so, and it may start with teams of 10 or something, and work up on what they can do. But the goal is to get it where it's teams of 25 versus 25. And there's basically three options. You can attack, you can defend, or you can heal. And the power of your moves and like what happens is going to be dependent on the rarity score of your team. So let's say we have a potluck pigs going up against the strange pigs in a match, 25 each. How's that going to work? Well, basically, you're going to compile a team, or people are going to compile, like get on a team and then pick their rarest pig, essentially. And the way you're going to do it is we're going to have those spots where they're available based on Labs tokens to play. So we'll be like each team, people will pay Labs tokens to secure their spot on the team to play, and then just have fun. Once again, it's a free token just that you get. So it's not like you had to give up some monetary value. It's just like, man, I'm holding these, so now I can play. And then beyond that, we'll have prizes on those nights. So the winning teams are actually going to get some like monetary value prizes like bobbleheads, NFTs, Phantom prizes, NFT prizes, lots of things. So it's going to be fun. Also like a labs pool. So we'll do a winning pool. So like all those labs we take, what we'll do is we'll put a bunch of those in the prize pool to disperse for the winners as well, and then we'll just burn the rest because the supply. The whole point is just kind of cash them in, and then we just burn them, get rid of them if they've been used. So super excited about it. Also, like other utility uses, we plan on having like a certain amount of free mints in our mints, and then allowing people to basically auction off those, like do raffle tickets. So maybe it's 10 labs for a raffle ticket. And, everybody, you buy as many raffle tickets as you want to get your name in for the drawing. And then we just give away free mints. And we'll do pieces like NFT pieces, one of ones, things like that. So just a bunch of things to make it fun. And there's a lot of use cases that haven't even been thought of yet. As other
Mhm.
games come into the space and they're looking for users, we're going to be able to work with those games just like we did with weaponized countries and just like we did with bobbleheads to secure partnerships where all we're doing is we're bringing users to their game, supporting their ecosystem, supporting what they want to see happen, and what they're doing is giving utility to us. And so it's a perfect partnership. So if there's anybody developing any games out there, utility cases out there that you think you can have for labs, reach out, let us know. Our whole goal is just to give our users utility so that those who are holding our projects, can benefit greatly from it. So any thoughts you have on it, or use cases that I'm not thinking about, or where you see
No,
this
I'm
heading in
super.
the future?
Yeah, no, I'm super excited about that stuff. I know I do bingo nights all the time, and that's going to get involved with the Labs tokens. You'll be able to buy bingo cards with Labs tokens. So that way I don't have to that way people can actually like, right now I've been having to give away bingo cards, whereas now it's like, okay, you can play if you want to. So stuff like that. Uh, I think there's even an aspect to, as we continue to build our brand and image, I think there's gonna be mints, the opportunity for even just little mints to happen with the Labs token, where it's some artist that just kind of wants to get some stuff out there, to get a name out there. And it's not a big monetary thing for them. It's just more about, all right, I want to bring value to this community and to get my name out there. So people with Labs tokens can mint my NFTs. Uh,
Hmm,
I can
that's a good idea.
I see constant new utilities being added because again, it's us. It's a bet on us. Like as
Yeah.
we just continue to build our brand and our name, like it's the same thing as Umans. Like, every project that comes into the space wants some kind of partnership with her. There's aspects if you're building something great, uh, it just attracts, it attracts more goodness. Like I'm super excited about what's coming.
Heck yeah. And then it's not labs, but I think it's the next stage of utility for us is NFT staking. And so we're working on the contracts and the front end and everything right now to hopefully, just like labs, just get it implemented as quick as we can. But what we're going to do is we're going to have the ability for you to stake your NFTs. So right now you're in labs passively, essentially. Like you don't have to stake, you don't have to do anything. You just got to go claim them. And so they read it from your wallet. Well, you'll also have another option, and that option would be to actually stake them, just like very similar to dark matter DeFi, where from every project we do, we'll allocate a certain amount to buy back Fang and create LP, and then we'll give out that LP to the staking pool. So basically, dark matter DeFi, the way it works is projects will give, let's say, 1,000 Phantom, and that'll buy 1,000 Phantom worth of dark matter DeFi. So it provides positive sell pressure, and it brings NFT users into their ecosystem. To their website, and then they emit those 1,000 tokens to the pool for NFT stakers proportionately to your NFT values, essentially, of what you have in there over a period of time. So it's fast buy pressure, slow sell pressure. So we wanted to take that idea and and copy it, and then hopefully improve upon it. And so what we want to do is not just give you a token that you'll just want to maybe just sell and cause that sell pressure, but give you LP that you can then compound. And so we've got an auto compounder about to release. And so what it's going to allow is, hopefully these are pretty simultaneously released, where you'll earn LP. And with one click of the button, you can stake it in our auto compounding pool. And so maybe you're earning off that NFT collection. Maybe that's paying you at like 60% or 80% interest. And then you take that interest in LP, and now you put in an auto compounder pool where you're earning 200% interest. And you're like, man, why would I even want to sell this? And so you're accumulating the wealth, and now you're able to be in a position like a lot of people, a lot of the bigger whales you see, where they're actually just, when they want to buy NFTs, they'll just take from their farms, they'll unLP some, take the Phantom, and then go, buy their NFTs. So I'm hoping that we bridge DeFi and the NFT world a lot with this. And then we're going to give other projects, once we have it operational, we'll give other NFT projects the ability to do the same. So I was already talking with like Edge Technician in a chat. And so I'm not saying the narwhals are doing this, but I'm just saying we talked about it, like having that ability for projects like that, or any project that we want to come aboard, to take a percentage of their mint profit, put that back towards staking for their project, and then those projects be able to stake on our site as well. And so, just like we love what dark matter DeFi is doing, and we just, we want to help with Fang. We've always wanted to bridge these two worlds as well. So I think it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, that is exciting stuff. I mean, when it comes to, I don't want to toot horns, but I just, yeah, I don't know what more we can offer. The more the stuff that comes into light, like as ideas, it's like, well, let's fucking implement it.
Yeah.
We can do that,
Yeah. And I
So
think that's
yeah,
the thing. Like, I hope people realize, I think they do. I think people in our community do realize, like, we don't have, even when the floors are down on certain projects, like, there's not a lot of FUD. You occasionally get a little bit. You always are going to have people that are frustrated that they paid a certain amount for something, hoping it would be an immediate return because they had a short term perspective. And some of them are that way. Like AstroKid was on Phantom, was an immediate big return. If you sold right after mint on AVAX, it was an immediate big return. But then Matic wasn't. Matic, it took, the floor is taking a while to rise. But why is that? Well, it's just because people don't know about us there yet. So I just think for anyone who takes a long-term perspective, and long-term could be a month in in NFTs, but if you take a long-term perspective on what we're building, I think you can be very comfortable with holding Potluck Labs NFTs and with what we're doing. But we're not perfect. Like, we're going to screw up. I mean, we've already screwed up tons of things. And so we'll continue to fail forward. We'll continue to mess up and learn and get better. And, our commitment is just, we're not going to leave. We're not going to stop. We're just going to keep doing everything in our power to improve the value for our collectors. Yeah, that's it. So,
well said.
so lab projects, man, we got a lot. I want to hit a few that are not on the schedule yet, but they're coming, sooner. Like, we don't really put things on the schedule till like the art is done and everything, typically. But just real quick, we have, I'll say Necro Fox, just for the kid viewers out there. But great one-on-one artist, new to the scene on Phantom, came from Ethereum. So I've got some of his pieces over there. But Necro is doing a generative with us. His color palette is amazing. His style is super unique. Super excited about that. Bonono is doing it's not a generative. They're all handmade, but it looks like a generative, but he wouldn't do generative because he just couldn't get he's a perfectionist, couldn't get the lighting right. So he's making like 1,500 pieces handmade for this collection. So it's going to take a couple months, but that one's coming out. We've got oh, who else? Black Cat Dead is new artist to Phantom. Just made his burst on the scene at Tombheads. We've got a project coming out with him in the future. We've got a generative coming out with Danetron. Like I haven't even leaked that very much. I don't know if anyone knows that. But we've got
I
a
didn't even
generative.
know that.
Yeah, so we got a generative that'll be coming out with Danetron. I think he's bursting on the scene and making his name up there. I mean, I think pretty soon people will hold him in SEPTA in similar regard, which is the highest praise I think you could give an artist of that
Yeah.
style. That we've got some unknown artists, like ones that you don't maybe know their names, that will be sharing their stories and things soon. But just have a lot of projects up our sleeves that I'm super excited about. Goddess of the Cave 2 is going to be incredible. That art is almost done. He said there's already over 100 million possible combinations based on the assets. 100 million, and the art is just incredible. But I think right now we already talked at length earlier about Dead Family, and so that's minting. But this Friday we have the Strange Pigs. And man, I am so excited about the growth in our pigs artist. He did the pigs, he did the strange ones, now the strange pigs. And if you can't notice the difference in the quality and the lighting and the detail from Potluck Pigs to the strange pigs, I mean, this is only like a 2-month gap in time or a 3-month gap in time for him. I guess he made those in end of December was when he finished those to now. So yeah, 3 months, 2.5 months, and the art is incredible. And that's because he's only been doing this style. He's only been doing Blender art since September. And so to see the growth in an artist, man, his name's Sliced Dad Up. Sliced Dad Up. If you look him up on Twitter, but his growth has been incredible. So excited, so bullish on it. I think it's right up there in quality with Foxes of the Opera, but I think a lot more attributes. I'd say in my opinion, it's higher quality, but it's that same style with the lighting and things. I think it's going to blow people away. So, what are your thoughts on that project? And what you've seen?
Well, I'm glad you mentioned it because seeing the growth in an artist is like, I mean, I think it's part of my favorite part about being in the space. We've watched legends like Sarge, Tombheads, like when you see those early pieces in the beginning of their collection to the ones later in the collection, you're like, oh my gosh, like what are you gonna create in 5 years from now?
Oh yeah,
This is very similar to what Slice That Up's got going on with these pigs, and this goes back to I've been saying it forever in the rabbit hole. Like I always invest in people, and
yeah.
that is somebody that I 100% want to get behind. That much growth in that short of time and that much drive behind it all. Like, yeah, I can't say enough about it.
Oh man, it's all he does. I feel like he's 24/7 working on like honing his craft there. And what's crazy is the lighting. He was having so much issue like figuring out how do I get the lighting right. And he literally was in discords on this stuff. Like he was in like all types of places trying to figure out like with tons of different big time artists. And nobody like there's an issue when you're generating these like 3D type images. Is an issue with getting the lighting right. It's very hard. That's why Bonono is doing them handmade. And so he figured it out himself. He's like, there was no solution. Nobody could fix, like, get it how I needed it. So he tried to explain it to me, and I don't understand crap. So, I mean, it like was so far over my head. But he's like, what I did was I took a picture at a different angle of the outline, and then I superimposed that on every single image. And that's an invisible outline, but all it has is lighting. But it's coming at a different angle. And so I superimposed that so you can never tell. And he was explaining it to me, and he was so excited, so fired up. Um, and I was just like, that's the type of person you want to bet on, is someone who's going to spend the hours and hours like trying to perfect something as small as the lighting. And so super excited. But talking about that roadmap, it's super cool. So we got the pigs, the strange ones, and then the strange pigs. The mint, this will be the first one where people that have platinum passes, they're going to be whitelisted. So on Thursday, they'll be able to do their mints. So however many platinum passes they hold, they'll be able to have access to mint that many. So I don't know. We'll see how many are available come the next day. I'd say probably half the supply at least will be available, but I don't know, because you're still limited, So if you had 5 platinum passes, even if you wanted 20 pigs, you can only mint 5 in the whitelist period. You got to wait for the public sale. So I think there's going to be plenty of people who own platinum passes that don't mint a pig. So I think there's going to be a decent amount, but it's 35 Phantom, 1,080 supply. And then after this, the next phase, so the art's not done. People were asking me like, so are we burning things tomorrow? No. So like now that he's done this, you've seen the progression art. Now our artist is going to make the strange gods. And if you're asking me what those look like, I have no idea. It's up to his imagination, and I think it's going to be pretty epic. But it's only going to be a 500 piece collection, so our smallest collection yet, besides the serums. So you'll be able to burn one of each of the first 3 generations. So you got to burn a pig, a strange one, and a strange pig to create a strange god, or you can mint one for 150 Phantom. So it's pretty steep cost. So the goal is that people would be sweeping floors of a pig, a strange one, maybe one of the strange pigs that they don't necessarily want to hold, and they'd be happy sacrificing to the gods. And so that's the terminology we're using. So they're going to sacrifice those to the gods. And so what we're envisioning is the floors rising to where they'll have to rise to a point where it doesn't make sense to burn them anymore. It would make sense to just pay 150 Phantom.
Mhm.
And so maybe that never happens. Maybe all 150 or all 500 are created through burning, and we make no money from the project. That's okay. We are prepared for that. Like, we hope that what happens is it makes all these other projects super valuable. So I'm excited about the game theory of that. I'm excited to see how that works out. But just understanding that pigs, strange ones are all deflationary supplies once it comes to the 4th gen. And you might want to stock up whenever you see the floors dipping. That would be the smart thing. The smart thing is not to wait to stock up when everybody realizes, holy crap, I need to accumulate these to burn. It's to do it like now when people haven't figured it out yet, and the floors are low. So that would be my advice there.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I'm really excited about that. Again, like when we talk about just the growth of this artist, the idea of these next strange gods, super exciting. And then yeah, I love the whole game theory that we're trying to add to everything. Everybody can take a drink. Yeah, the game theory that we're trying to add to everything is this is the idea. Like, we're just gonna keep trying to learn and develop in the space, and just constantly bring as much value as possible to all of our projects. I do want to run through the comments quickly that we got on YouTube, because uh, Theater DAO. So we got South mentions that Theater DAO is up and running, which is a big deal. That's our first NFT launchpad that is functional on Fantom. So shout out to the Theater DAO team. That's Dagachi. Uh, Incredible. And Beach Squaler, which is a film NFT project by Dream D's Gains. He is launched through Theater DAO. So I definitely recommend, speaking of underrated projects, go check out that out, because that's
Yeah. So like, I mean,
just
Theater
some
DAO is
trailblazing.
there. It's there for any of you who are artists who are looking to launch a project, but you don't know the technical side of things. And you want a hold your hand, do the whole process for you on the tech side. And there's a lot of cool ways they can do the mints. It's not, they don't just have to do fixed price. There's a lot of, there's bonding curves. There's a lot of options that they have. And they just take 5% of your mint. And so I think that's an extremely fair price to then just be able to like seamlessly, effortlessly do your mint. And so, if you're an artist or you have a project that you're thinking of creating, that's definitely a good thing to look at. Our other project I want to hit on, we're going to be doing a lot of spaces and things to try to get the word out on the AVAX side with this, is Creatures of the Cave 2 on AVAX is set to launch. So that's the other third of the collection. So 2/3 was on Phantom, 1/3's over there. So we have 2,000 serums we'll be minting, which can be mutated into 2,000 creatures. And then we also have 100 super serums on AVAX. And so that will be not this week, but the following Saturday. And so it's a rare Saturday mint for us. Because I think a lot of people on Friday will be recovering from South by Southwest. So we're given an extra day. And so it'll be a Saturday mint, but we have SEPTA doing a legendary piece in the super serums there, another legendary. And then in the regular mint, we have a Danetron legendary and a Keep It Lunatic. Keep It Lunatic, KIL, or on Twitter. Awesome artist. Really breaking into the space right now, working on his own projects. He's been doing some live drawing with SEPTA and stuff. Awesome potential. So I just reached out to him because I want to give, newer artists who I see incredible potential in an opportunity. So he's doing a 1 of 1 for that collection. And then we are targeting, our goal is on the exact same day, we have kind of a super party with the Phantom side as well. And Hex and Nimbus are targeting that all the super serum art for the like super mutants and super zombies is done by that day. So we're, I can't finalize that yet, but that is what everyone's working towards to make that happen. That is the day that we have the AVAX launch and the super serum launch where you can actually start mutating and cashing those in. And so super excited to see what happens there. And then Triton from Bobbleheads and Weaponized Countries development is coming on board with Potluck Labs to help us in creating the technology or the code and the websites so that we can, with Creatures of the Cave first, and then with a lot of other projects, do a custom create your own NFTs with the assets. And so we're targeting in April 1st as like when we want to have it ready, but it may be the first week of April or so to allow you to take your Creature of the Cave 2 and burn 5 to create your custom character in a new collection. And that's going to have a lot of game theory. It's going to be a rarity game where like people can constantly be creating the newest, best rarity. So really excited to see what happens there. And yeah, I could talk all day about just how fun implementing those things is going to be.
No, 100%. I'm looking at the creatures on NFT Key right now, and I see 2,108 have been created so far. And I still do not see the Danetron or the SEPTA. So burning has slowed down for sure, but those legendaries are still in there.
Yeah, I think that everyone is holding them just because of you. You're like, I'm going to hold these for 20 years. I'm never going to mutate them. And I don't know if our artists have like still not even seen half their work,
Yeah.
I told SEPTA, I was like, hey man, I'm going to need that money back that we paid you to make the piece because I don't think anyone's ever going to see it. I don't know when it's coming. So it's just hidden art forever. No, but as soon as people can start burning 5 at a time to create a custom creature, I think that the floors are going to get swept like crazy.
Oh,
and because you're not going to be able to pay to mint those, you're only going to be able to buy and burn. I saw people buying them for 14, 15 Phantom yesterday on the floor. Yeah, you buy 5 for 15 Phantom, and that's a crazy good deal. So buy up ones, it's hard to decide which ones you don't like because they're all so good. And that's the problem with burning. And it's like, why would I want to burn this? It's so good. But the ones you burn then increase the value of what's left. And so it's really like an economic decision as well for you. So
sacrifice.
Yes. Lil Esper, Farming Labs is bullish. Nice work, friends. Thank you. I will say that the name Lil Esper had me thinking that you were a female artist at first because I had no way to know. I was just like, I don't know who this artist is. Thought it was a female artist, and then somebody's like, "No, man, Lil Esper's a dude." And so in my head, now you're like a rapper. You're like before, I don't know why I thought you were a girl. I just thought maybe that was a girl. And then I was like, oh no, he's like a rapper. He's like Lil Wayne. So in my head, I envision Lil Wayne whenever I see Lil Esper and Lil Esper's work. So just so y'all know, that's what's happening in my brain here. So
that's awesome.
But yeah, I think that's it, man. I think we've gone long enough. A lot of alpha dropped. I'm so excited for what's to come. Thank you for everybody watching live. Yeah, I'm so excited, Nimbus, to meet a lot of you in person. next week. I'm literally flying out tomorrow to have a vacation on the beach with my family. And for some reason, because of you crazy, internet friends, I guess I just have to convince myself you're all real people. So I'm flying in, leaving family vacation to fly in for less than 24 hours to meet everybody and then fly back. And so I am committed to my fake internet friends. And so we love you all. Any other closing thoughts? Are we good?
No, I'm just so excited for what we got coming for everybody. With the labs, with the LPing that's coming, like there's so much coming for this whole ecosystem. I'm so excited.
Awesome. Me too, man. Well, oh, I do need to mention all you big spenders, come to our auction or come to our mint party Friday for the strange pigs, because we've got at least two, maybe three pieces that we'll be auctioning off, including a Fang Pass. So we're going to be auctioning a Fang Pass, and we've got a couple other pieces, and all those funds are going to support the boots on the ground at the Ukraine border, helping with refugees and bush doctors down there and letting us know what the needs are and everything. And so we'll be donating. We've got a good system worked out where he's not in control of the finances, but basically he'll turn in the needs, the receipts and everything. And then somebody else is handling releasing the funds. So I really trust that system. I trust that 100% of what we donate is going to be going to help those in need and in crisis right now. And so I'm excited to be able to do something as valuable as a Fang Pass and some of these other pieces that we have. So we'll just do a few. I think it's 2 or 3 pieces that we'll be auctioning, and 100% of those proceeds will go to help that cause. So we need all the big players there. So let the whales know. So yeah, that's it. Well, Tinfoil,
Love it.
love you. Potluck
Love it.
Labs, we're out.
Ciao, ciao.